All right, Raji, so good to see you. Thanks for taking the time to come on here with me.
Thank you so much for having me. Super appreciate it. And I feel so grateful that I get to be led by through a process by you because in my opinion, you are so masterful in your processing. So thank you.
Thank you, Raji. I appreciate that. And before we get started here, I do just want to ask you, before we get started with the process, I want to hear more about, what's going on for you and also a quick introduction for who you are, what you're doing in the world for anyone who watches this video.
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Rajie and I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I'm about to launch my own media company called Wholehearted Media. This has been a long
Cool.
time coming. Yeah,
Love
I
it.
it was like a far off dream that I completely forgot about.
I love that name.
Thank you. And when COVID happened and stuff, um, I had my own production company. I was in LA and I went to Mexico. I was doing the digital nomad thing. And then when that hit, I sort of lost my contract. And they offered to keep me on and reduced hours and stuff like that. But I just like was like, thank you, but I think this is my moment. And this like the overwhelming feeling of Raj, do what you want to do now and like really put your offering out into the world. And so I took that time during lockdown, during quarantine, and just started dreaming and creating. What do I want? Who am I? What do I want? Always coming back to that. I did a lot of AE processing on what was happening in the world, what was coming up within me, loneliness and confusion and all that stuff. And so I ended up like I'm a journalist by background. And so I did an interview with Canada's top constitutional lawyer who's challenging these COVID measures, the alternative narrative to what the mainstream is telling people, that voice is not being heard. And so I've been in alternative media for quite some time now. And, when I saw that Rocco was challenging the measures, I was like, what? What is this all about? So I ended up emailing, I ended up interviewing him, and it went well. And I was so scared to do the interview. I think I did a process on doing the interview itself because
Nice.
I tried to see if my past employers and other partners wanted the story. No one wanted the story. And so I was like, screw it, I'm going to do it for my own network. And that's what I did. And then, long story short, Rocco and I ended up partnering and created Wholehearted Media because I've had this vision for a long time and I got to like lay it out. And he's into media as well. He's executive produced some films, and so it was really a moment of synergy and synchronicity. And it just kind of came together. So that's happening. The soft launch is happening next Tuesday, and
Wow, cool.
studio's up. I got a studio up and running, physical space in 2 months, um, and doing stories at the same time while trying to do the website and the social media, and still, try to do one-on-one coaching here and there when I can. And it's a lot, but it's very rewarding, and I love connecting with new people from around the world, which is happening right now. So that's a quick synopsis of what is happening right now.
That's so cool. Thanks for sharing. Raji, I have three questions for you
Okay.
based on, but what I want to share, just my reflection, like some of the main words that come up when I think of you is like rad, dedicated, you know, clear, conscious, beautiful, vibrant. Like I love, I
Thank you.
love hanging out with you and knowing you as a friend and like hearing about what you're always working on.
Oh, I
So
really
that's
appreciate that.
awesome.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
What is that? If you could just share really briefly, quickly, what kind of in a nutshell, what is that alternative perspective around the COVID measures that you feel is not getting shared?
Okay. Hmm. In a nutshell, that the measures themselves are harming more people physically and psychologically than the actual virus. That the unconstitutionality of the way these measures are being placed on people is stripping of their almost God, pretty much their God-given rights. And it is so hard. If we give up our rights now, it is extremely difficult to get them back. And and so when you see people, yelling at the top of their lungs, wake up, wake up, wake up. Well, half the people don't even know what wake up means. Like, what are they saying by wake up? And then the other side is like, wake up to how this world has been operating and been controlled by a small group of people that want to rule, that want to control, and it's coming back down to power. And we've seen this happen time and time again with colonization and all this stuff. Now, right now, it's a very interesting moment because there's so much misinformation coming out on both sides, and in our work with polarity, you can see the extreme polarities. Now, there's a whole other spiritual perspective on this in the sense of the darkness and light. And this is an age-old battle that's been going on since the dawn of time. And now it's all coming to a head. Like this moment right now, you have to choose, what side are you on? And when I think about oneness, the interesting thing is that the light wants oneness and the darkness wants oneness, but they both want to do it their own way. The light wants to do it its way, the dark wants to do it its way. Everyone wants oneness though, and unity. So how do we go about that? And I think what we're seeing in the world right now, this like, I don't even know what to call it because it's so confusing and you're trying to discern what's true, what's not. I think you always have to come back to inside and what can you control in your circle of influence and yourself, and what are you focusing on? Now my messaging is sort of changing, especially with wholehearted media. What does it mean to be wholehearted? We've been brokenhearted, we've been half-hearted. What does it mean to be wholehearted, and taking the whole being into consideration? And what I'm trying to do with media, especially news, I think there's an intersection between news and healing. I have an idea what it is, but I'm literally trying it out now. I'm trying different things, and it would be awesome to do it with other people. And leading off just kind of segueing into, I think, our session, because I was mulling over what are my biggest problems and issues right now. It's definitely got to be with something. It's something involving like overwhelm, and is it okay if I go into this, or did you have another question?
Let's flow. Just flow. Yeah.
Yeah, so the most challenging thing is one of my dreams, Andrew, has always been to have my own team. And now it's friggin' right in front of me. I have the opportunity to create my own team. And yet I have not put out one little blurb of like the person I'm looking for, like the virtual assistant and the social media person, or a junior video editor, or like a special research team. And like I don't understand why there seems like there's like that block kind of thing.
What do you feel? Why haven't you? Is the answer you just don't understand why, or is there something more you can feel into in this moment?
It feels like I don't know where to start. That's not true. I think if I just start writing, I can pare it down. Or it's a fear that this person doesn't exist, or these people that I think could be my team are just like figments of my imagination. And perhaps I'm always going to have to do this alone.
How does that fear affect you?
I perpetuate that. So it affects me by by keeping me in this overwhelmed state of like, it's too much, it's too much. I can only focus on this, but I really want to do this story and this story and this story. I wish I had help. Why can't I get help? I never get help. It's perpetuating these stories that keep me safe in a way. Like, oh, I know, like keep me small. And because if I step into this next role or this next phase, then there's more room to fall down, and then I'll get hurt, and then I'll be embarrassed, and then I'll be ashamed, and then low, 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 low.
How do you want to feel instead? How do you want to feel as you think about bringing your team together, developing what you're doing, stepping into these bigger ways of your work and your expression? How do you want to feel when you think about that?
I want to feel like what's the word? Like supercharged. I want to feel extremely organized. I want to feel empowered enough to empower others. I want to feel supported. I want to feel like I'm serving or like I'm helping like everyone, humanity, the greater cause, purpose. And I guess when it comes down to is like I'm doing my duty, I'm doing my mission, I'm doing my work type thing.
So I want you to close your eyes for just a second. If you felt like, let's enter that space where you felt supercharged, organized, empowered, you were helping humanity, you were really doing your thing. How would you feel? What would that feeling be if that was all so?
And the team's in place.
Yeah, the team's in place, you're doing it, you're supported, you're organized, you're supercharged. What do you feel?
And a nice sense of relief.
Relief. Yeah. Anything else? Any other feelings that come for you?
And elation and peace and joy.
Okay, great. So right now you're dealing with this overwhelm, this fear, right? And it's affecting you. As you said, you feel overwhelmed. You feel like it's too much. You don't know where to start. You're perpetuating these stories of, I never get help. And it keeps you small, keeps you safe. And how you really want to feel is that peace, that joy, right? That feeling of energized, supercharged.
Yeah. Like
having everything together.
Like everything's coming together, like boom, 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 like it's just going. It's like humming, and it's easy. It's not really struggle filled.
Yeah. So if you felt back into that fear, how strong, when it comes up strong, when it's in those moments of being really strong for you, how strong is it on a scale from 1 to 10?
I would say it's like, like 8.5 to 9. Comes on strong.
I'm gonna call it a 9.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So Rajie, this session today is not private and confidential. It's going to be up on the internet for everyone to watch. But whenever I run a session for someone, I hold, a sacred and respectful space for you, for your process. And I invite anyone who watches this to just hold a sacred and respectful space as Rajie has the courage to, sit here and do this live session to share what this work is like and also to receive your own benefit.
Thank you.
Yeah. Normally, when I do a session with someone, if it's a private coaching setting, it would be private and confidential.
Yeah.
All right. Do you feel Settled and ready to begin?
I do.
All right, go ahead and close your eyes. And then as you're ready, you can open your eyes. Nice work, Rajie.
Thank you. Appreciate that a lot.
What are you more conscious of now around this fear that we started with?
That there's so many different types of fear, and it's good to hone in on exactly what, like, on this fear spectrum, like what is the thing that is really like getting you, and then love the crap out of it.
Hmm. What happened to the goal that you stated at the beginning? You want to feel supercharged, organized, empowered, relief, elation, peace, joy.
I mean, like they're still there. Like like supercharged, not so much. Peace for sure. Organized. I think I have more of a more confidence in taking the next steps to getting the right people in the right positions for sure. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
What was good about this process for you?
Honestly, this what was good about this process was for me to talk it out with another person, A, and B, to connect with the aspect and integrate it into my being.
What did you learn from doing that?
I learned that there is still resistance around certain parts of my journey, and that's okay. And I got to see, I'm so sorry, can you hear that?
It's all good. Yep.
Okay, it's my radiator, it's going nuts. There's resistance around certain parts of my journey, and like I said, that's okay. And because it's all about the growth. And so, you know, I learned that like it's all good. Like it's all good. It's all for your growth. It's all for your learning. And when you do it with love, you feel into that love, and there's an ease that comes with it.
Beautiful. Is there anything else that was valuable about this for you that you'd like to share?
Uh, Anything else that's valuable for me that I'd like to share? Just that I feel super grateful to have gone through this process with you. Usually I'd be doing this alone, so that feels really, it feels really good. And feeling supported actually is very important to me. So just the mere
Yeah.
fact of us going through this process shows me directly that, yeah, feeling supported is something I need.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah, I know it's good to have our personal practice, right? We
yeah,
talk about in AE, we talk about solo processing, right? There's
yeah,
lots of different systems to talk about doing your own personal, daily practice. But then, yeah, it's like really nice also when you get to be supported or guided through something. Sometimes that makes it easier to go deeper.
yeah, absolutely. And then one more thing I want to add for anyone
Yeah.
that is practicing aspectics uh, on their own. Sometimes I'm a lot more animated, and I think you know what I mean when I say that. Like if I'm doing a solo practice on my like swivel chair, I like to like me and the when you say like you and your aspect come together, like in my mind, I'll even swirl in my chair because I always see us
Cool.
like come together, and then we do this like swirl thing, and then we make the goal happen together. I find that's pretty powerful. It's like alchemically and stuff. Like really go in and like create it, even in your physical realm. So like spin on the chair, and so like
Yeah.
not in that space, that place. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's my
Sometimes when I do my solo practice as well, I'll be pretty like emotional and animated. Like I'll be like, like doing all these facial expressions and kind of doing weird motions or facial expressions or sounds that I wouldn't necessarily do in front of another person. right?
Totally.
It's good to, if you feel comfortable, it's good to do that in front of someone if they're supporting you through a process. But,
Yeah.
I'll do that as well to really help it. Like, what's the full expression if I'm feeling like this really shitty feeling? What's that? I might just like be like really contorted and cringing and really to fully express that, or just like letting out sounds, or that
Definitely.
helps.
That's so true. And it's good that you allow yourself to go there, even if it's just on your own. And that I think would be another level to allow another person to witness, uh, you there in those kind of states and moments. And it's the full expression of what wants to be healed, essentially. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. But yeah, thank you.
Two
And
more, two more quick grounding question. What's your new narrative?
mm, that uh, that I can step into my greatness with love. And if I do it with love, there's nothing to be afraid of.
I love that.
And that
I can
I am
step.
supported.
Yeah.
I'm supported.
And then what's an action step you're going to take towards your goals, towards getting your team together, towards doing your work and
Okay.
growing what you're doing?
Well, an obvious one for me is like write the damn description. Like it's all in point form, like on different, like one, some of it's on my phone, some is on my laptop. Like just make one document. Make one document. Am I going to do it today? I don't know. That's the action step that I want to take. Okay, I should
It'll
probably when I'm
also,
do it, right?
yeah, at least one way that you feel a little more organized, right? It'll give you that taste of, I'm organized. Now it's not in not in two, three different places. It's on one document.
On one document. Yeah, exactly. At
Okay,
least
when are you going to do it? By when? When is it going to be on one document?
okay, give me 24 hours. That's a good amount of time, I think.
Great. Yeah,
To
that's
put it
great.
to put all the point form notes on all the different channels in one document. 24 hours.
You have time to do that in the next 24 hours?
I will make time
Awesome.
because that's going to be the first step that's going to unlock all the steps.
I'll make a note to message you.
Please, yeah, I
I'll check
appreciate that.
in.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
cool. Okay, beautiful, Raji. Good work.
Thank you so much. And thank you for holding this awesome space and container for not only me, but for everyone watching.
Yeah, so any closing words for today, Raji?
Closing words for today. I guess it's just going to have to be about love. And when you do anything with love, there is awesome ease that will come. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm also going to send you, you can either write it down or I can send this to you. I love what you said. I can step into my greatness with love. So
Yeah.
simple, but it's powerful because you're coming from this embodied place right now,
Yeah.
right? And
Wow.
really feeling what that means. And I love that. So I
Well,
might
thank you for that
quote
reflection.
you on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Wow. What an honor.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, Andrew.
It's always so awesome to connect with you, Raji. Thanks for all the good work that you're doing in the world. I'm definitely, kind of thought wave as we navigate these challenging times. And I think it's important for people to connect one-on-one. So that's what I like to say to people as well, is like, whether it's on Zoom, whether it's in person, one-on-one, let's connect with each other. Let's connect with each other about what's going on in the world directly. Let's have a direct one-on-one conversation. Let's have an intimate group conversation about our different perspectives of what's going on, as opposed to just reading inflammatory articles in the
Mm,
media and just getting our information that way and shaping our perspective of the world and creating our enemies. I want
wow.
to know one-on-one what people are saying. What do you believe is going on? What do you see is going on? What can I glean from your perspective? Let's
Wow.
connect with each other one-on-one about what's going on and work together rather than getting all our information from the media.
Wow.
That's sort of my focus
Wow.
right now.
That's awesome, Andrew. What a viable solution to counteract, the confusion and kind of insanity that is happening with headlines and
Yeah,
memes and all this stuff, connecting one-on-one. That's great. I'd love to chat more about that, maybe, and maybe collaborate on something.
we're gonna have to set up another time.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. I got to get into an AE team meeting now, but let's just make sure. I'm going to message you. I'm going to set a note in my phone right now when we get off that in 24 hours, I'm going to shoot you a message, see how your organization of your document
Yep.
has come along.
Okay.
And then we're going to connect about another time.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful day.
You're awesome. You too, Rajie. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching this interview. I hope you feel uplifted and inspired by what was shared. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel to make sure that you see all the other awesome videos that we have coming up.